How you doing?
Are you not entertained? What's up, baby?
What's going on, baby? It's good to see you, man.
Nice to see you.
First time we're sitting here since you won the NBA World Championship. Congratulations, your 4th World Championship ring, man. How does it feel to be called an NBA champion again?
Say that again.
NBA champion.
No, the other one.
The 4th?
Yeah, say that one more time.
4-time world champion.
That sounds nice. I mean, I'm blessed. I'm lucky. I'm happy. And, you know, I said when I first came in last year that I wanted my legacy to be about winning championships. So, by the grace of God, I have 4. So, next year I'm going to be working on 5.
Did you doubt at any time whether or not you guys would be able to pull it off to capture that 4th world championship?
Did I doubt it? No. I just, you know, when we went down 2 games, you know, they were a little bit too happy. And
you weren't too happy, and you know I wasn't.
Yeah, I know, because me and you had a discussion. But Pat Riley, who's a great motivator and a great coach, what he did, I think, right before Game 3 was spectacular.
Which was?
Mark Cuban, after they won Game 2, printed in the paper the next day the parade route, which was a mistake. Pat came down and put it on a Xerox machine and printed it and just put it up on the boards and put it in FedEx envelopes and sent it to our house. So when we got home the next morning, we opened it up, said, we're not even practicing today. We know what we got to do right before Game 3. So, you know, we came out, you know, we got 3, and we got 4, and we got 5. You know, our method was to just take 1 game at a time. And I ain't over until the fat lady sings. And I don't know no fat ladies.
Yeah. Man, you're so crazy, man. You're so crazy. You're so crazy. All right, but listen, man, I mean, what do you say about somebody like Dwayne Wade? I mean, who's nothing short of spectacular. 34 points per game he averaged in the NBA Finals. And, you know, basically, it was one of those rare moments where I actually saw you just watching this man and what he was doing out on that basketball court.
It comes a time in every great player's career where they have to pass the torch. And me at the tender age of 34, when you got a guy that young and that spectacular, I think it would have been foolish for me to try to average 40 points a game when we have somebody like that. So basically what I did I just passed the torch to a humble guy. You know, a lot of people ask me, compare my 3, and I give my Godfather answer. One is like,
Go ahead.
One is like Alfredo, and one is like Sonny, and one is like Michael. So what did the Godfather do? What did I do? I made Dwayne an offer he couldn't refuse. So, you know, he's just a great guy. And, you know, he's humble. He listens, and, you know, he works very hard. And I think it's my job to, you know, keep taking him to that next level.
Well, I'm going to get back into basketball for a quick second, but I wanted to divert attention away from that and go to that parade in South Beach, because there's a 60-year-old man that was on stage with y'all. It should be about 61 right now. Your coach, Pat Riley. That you had him dancing out there, Shaq. I mean, I'm like, I couldn't believe it.
Okay, okay.
I'm looking at you.
Yeah, okay. Hey, trying to get to you and that monkey. Trying to get to you.
You know, what does it mean to you? I mean, because he just recently came back and he said he wants to be back, and, you know, he's returning as coach of the Miami Heat, you know, after winning this title, his 5th ring as a coach. I mean, what did it mean for you to know that he was coming back next season for y'all to try to defend that title?
It meant a lot, but it wasn't something I was really worried about, because, you know, he's been around a long time. He's been through a lot. So if he wanted to go out on a high note, I wouldn't have been upset. You know, he did a lot for that franchise. He did a lot for the team. He did a lot for the guys. But, you know, him coming back is big. You know, it's a big challenge.
Big in what way?
It's big that, you know, he understands that when you have something, you have to defend it, rather than just, you know, running away on top all the time.
But I'm thinking that had he left, it wouldn't have been the easiest thing in the world for you, because then who's going to be your coach? You got about 3 years left in you before you decide to walk away the game. I'm just assuming that, because you might stay longer knowing you.
That's true, and I really respect him, and I really respect what he does. So, you know, he's the type of guy that he can always get my attention. You know, I don't think anybody else can get my attention like Pat Riley can. So, you know, by him coming back, that's big for him, and it's big for our organization.
Now, what does that mean, though, when you say somebody getting your attention? What does that mean? You
know, like, if I'm going to do an interview with a person not of your status, I'm not going to give them the good interview that I give you. You know what I'm saying? So I respect Pat. I respect what he does, and I know he knows what he's talking about because he has a fabulous resume. Like, if you don't have the resume that I have or have the resume that he has, I'm not really listening to you.
Right.
You know?
But you was always hooked. I mean, you were hooking me up before I became large. You always talked to me before I got it. That's why I got love for you.
Because you're a weirdo like me. You know, you have your own style, and you fought your way up. You know, you started writing your little BS articles in Philly and in New York, and you moved your way up, and now you big time, $2,000 suits, nice shoes. You looking good, baby. You're looking real good.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I appreciate the love. You know, one of the other things I wanted to get into as well is that I had to ask you about this. Which title was better, man? You've got 4 now. Which one was the sweetest?
They all were sweet.
I know they all were sweet. Which was the sweetest?
But this one, believe it or not, after game 2, because, you know, my numbers weren't like they were in my first 3. But a lot of guys came to me and said, big fella, we know they doubling. We know that you can't get your numbers, but just kick the ball out of us and we're going to win it for you. Gary told me that. Antoine told me that. And Dwayne told me that. And Zoe told me that too. So, you know, this one was about the guys winning it for me. Because you know, my first 3 finals, I averaged 30, 15, couple blocks. But, you know, Avery Johnson said, hey, we're not going to let Shaq get off. And I think that was a mistake because I've always been an unselfish player, and I've always, you know, kept my guys involved. But, you know, my guys came to me because they knew I was a little bit down because I wasn't putting up the numbers that I'm used to putting up. They said, big dog, we got you. You got us here. You got us past Detroit and past Chicago. Now we got you. So this was the guys winning it for me.
But wait a minute. You just finished saying you were down. We didn't talk about that part.
Well, yeah,
we didn't talk about that part.
Listen. If I don't do what I'm supposed to do, I get down on myself. It don't matter what you say or what anybody else say. I'm down on myself first.
Right.
So by the time the Earthlings say something about me, I'm already mad.
We going into this Earthling thing again?
Yeah.
So which planet are you from again? Just so we all know.
I'm not allowed to say what planet I'm from on TV. I can't say it.
So you ain't gonna tell us what planet you're from, but we're all Earthlings here.
No, not them. You.
Me.
Yeah.
Me? Why I got to be me?
Because you ain't like us. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you, but I'm thinking about some of the criticism that came in your direction, and it was like there were so many people that were saying, Shaquille O'Neal, he's not what he used to be. Shaquille O'Neal, he's not a young 34. He's old now. He's not what he used to be. He's lost a step. Is that what was going through your mind at the time?
Not really.
Okay.
I mean, you know, I hear that stuff all the time, but if you look at my career, I didn't start winning until I started losing those steps. When I was young, I did it all. But guess what? I would be home early watching everybody else. Day I met Phil, day I started pacing myself, day I started slowing down was the day I started winning. Of course I'm getting older. If I don't get older and I stay 24 years older, you need to drug test me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm getting older. Everybody's getting older. You're getting older. That suit you wore last week is getting older.
He's trying to hurt me. He's trying to hurt me. He's trying to hurt me. You're trying to hurt me. I'm telling you right now.
Right, go
there you
ahead.
go. You see this?
Yeah,
Do you see this?
go ahead.
You see this? Wearing those sneakers. Wearing that suit with those sneakers, man.
Somebody stole my shoes at the airport. Can you believe that?
They stole your shoes at the airport.
Yeah, man. Can you believe that?
Yeah. I mean,
stole my shoes,
they can easily say it's yours, and anybody will believe them.
Oh no, they stole my shoes.
So that's the excuse you're using, and you sticking to it.
Yeah.
What happened to all the cats that you know? I mean, there's a whole bunch of people out there. You're supposed to be able to dial a number and get some new shoes. You Shaquille O'Neal. That's the excuse you bringing in, quite frankly?
Listen, I called them up, but the line was busy.
That's the best answer you got.
Hey, it's the truth.
Now, see, while we on it, man, let me digress for a second. You see this right here? If you look at the TV screen, that's this nice light brown color. Now, you and I got into a little beef before at the All-Star break because you wear this suit, and the next day you wear a gray pinstripe suit, and it looked like identical suits, and you get mad at me for saying that.
Okay, but hold on. What school did you go to? You just said gray and brown. Gray and brown ain't the same color.
I said it looked the same.
How it look the same? Gray don't look like brown. What you talking about?
Yours did.
No, it don't. No way.
Yours did.
No way. Gray and brown do not look alike.
And then you came to me and step to me in front of all the fellas with your Pimp Daddy hat on, looking all smooth and everything, and just said, "Look at the suit now." So now I got the back,
Nah,
man.
You want to go in the back?
I'll lose that fight, man.
I told you about that, man.
Let me get on out there, Stephen A. Welcome back to Quite Frankly. Stephen A. Smith in the house with the one and only Shaquille O'Neal. And we heard you right there telling the fans in Miami, we will be back here next year. That sounded like a guarantee to me. Were you guaranteeing another NBA World Championship?
Okay, and?
I'm just asking you.
What'd I say?
You sounded like that's what you did.
Well, I ain't got to say it twice if you saw it on the tape. Tape don't lie.
All right, I just want to make sure that how comfortable are you feeling about that, considering the fact it's the same team. You won the World Championship, no question about that. D. Wade signed his extension. You know they had to do that. That's common sense. Lonzo Mourning is coming back. GP, Gary Payton's coming back. Seems like the team is remaining intact. How you feeling about this? How you feeling about your team?
You heard the tape.
Come on, man. We on TV, man.
Man, you heard the tape, man. I got to say it again?
Yes. I want to make sure. I want to make sure you don't come back with some, autobiography saying I didn't say it. I was misquoted.
Oh, I never say I never say it.
I know you don't do that.
When I say it, I say it.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're confident?
Young man?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Even though I'm older than you, that's all right. But go ahead.
I feel we can do it again, and I feel we will do it again. Yes.
Got some questions, though. Just looking at the team, I know that you got talent, but...
You know what?
Yes, sir.
I know what you get ready to say.
Go ahead. What am I going to say, Shaq?
You get ready to talk about the age. But you know what, Mr. Expert Man? Show me a young team that hasn't won a championship in the last 6 years. A young team.
Well, first of all, that's not a fair question.
Show me a young team.
I'm giving an answer.
No, a young team.
I'm giving an answer, Shaq.
In the last 6 years, you show me a young, flying, run up the court team.
You're neglecting to tell people a very important stat. You've been in 4 of the last 6 finals.
My point exactly.
I'm 5 of the last 7, rather than you won 4 of them.
So you can't.
So it could be a young team with you in the middle dominating.
Don't talk to me about age.
Okay. What about speed?
Listen, I'm like wine, baby. I'm like wine. You figure out the rest, player. You figure out the rest.
What about the Dallas Mavericks?
What about them? What about them?
Team looked like they had your number those first 2 games.
Had.
That's right.
H-A-D.
Okay.
And I had my shoes before I left home, too. Now I ain't got them. So there's nothing. Had.
All right.
Yeah, had.
What about the San Antonio Spurs? What if they end up getting there with Tim Duncan?
What about them? What about him?
What about him? What about him? What about Amari Stoudemire if he comes back healthy?
Amari cold.
Oh, he's cold.
But what about him? He cold.
All right. Let me throw this at you.
Listen, man. Go ahead.
Can I? Can I? Thank you.
Listen, you can say Kareem, Wilt, throw anybody at me. What about him?
What about him?
Yeah, what about him? What about you?
What about me?
Yeah.
I can't shine your shoes on a basketball because I know better than that. I stick to writing and hosting. I know better than that, even though I can writing and hosting a television show.
I thought you said writing and hosting. I'm like, what the hell is hosting?
Even though some would argue that my jump shot is better than most, but I won't go there. I'll move forward with that. I'm thinking about Amari Stoudemire, Steve Nash, and those guys, and the reason I bring that up is because if they were a team that would have ended up facing y'all, they run a lot. You don't run that much anymore, they say.
And don't talk to me about ifs. Okay? I don't want to hear about ifs.
Okay.
Because if I was light-skinned, I'd be a model.
Why can't you be dark-skinned and be a model?
Well, I don't want to be a model.
And?
I want to be ugly like I am now.
No. Oh, there you go. There you go.
See?
There you go. Bennett Wallace.
Bennett, who is that?
Ben Wallace.
Oh, Bennett Wallace.
I said Benny Wallace. I said Ben Wallace, Benny Wallace.
Yeah.
He's in Chicago now.
Okay.
A lot of people look at them and they say, hey, they've elevated to number 2 in the East behind the Miami Heat. Gave you a tough matchup in the playoffs. Gave you a tough matchup without Ben Wallace. There you go, man.
What happened?
What? Who? What? What? You know what I'm saying?
Man, I don't, a lot of people can come and say what they're going to do, but unless you get it done, it doesn't matter. So I'm not really concerned with what other teams are doing. I just know what we have to do. We have the formula. We have the know-how. And if we do that, then I'll be back here next year talking about what we did today. So, but, all that other stuff and if and what if, and I don't want to hear that, man. I want to hear it.
How are you feeling, man? I mean, I know, like you said, you're getting older. You said you acknowledge that you might have lost a step here and there, whatever, but for the most part, you're cool, you're intact. How are you feeling when you think about the legacy of Shaquille O'Neal as the career begins to wind down? How much longer can we expect to see Shaquille O'Neal around?
Well, I think I got 4 years left, so I will do my 4 years, and then after that, we'll just have to evaluate my situation. I'm not really sure. I have a lot of things to fall back on. As you know, I'm a very educated individual.
Yes.
Yes. So, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but you know, if I can't, you know, be me while I'm out there playing, then you know, it's you know time for me to do something else. You know, that moment of retirement comes for every great big man. It happened to Ewan when I first was young and played against him. Happened to Mr. Robinson. Happened to Kareem. Happened to Wilt. So it happens. You know, it's called life. But when I sit down with my 3 sons and we open the book, you're going to see my name all in the book.
No question.
And hopefully I have 4 or 5, 6 championships. Am I getting old? I'm getting slow? Yeah, of course. But still nobody that can does it like I does it. You like that? Does it like I does it.
I like it. I like it. I do like it. And when you mention those names, the Kareem Abdul-Jabbars, the Patrick Ewans, the Bill Russells, you know, all of those guys. I mean, where do you feel you fall? Wilt Chamberlain, of course. Where do you feel you fall in the upper echelon of those big names?
That's not really for me to decide. You know, I just hope that when the so-called experts speak of my name, that it's up there somewhere. Because when I'm sitting talking to my children, I'm the man. But to somebody in the audience, I might not be the man. But, you know, so that's not really for me to decide. It's just that when I came in, I wanted to create a legacy and just go with that. And I wanted to win championships and, you know, just wanted to be young, have fun.
Do you feel like you've reached your potential? You've maximized everything that you've got inside of you?
My personal goals, no. I need 6. I need to be second or third on the scoring list. I need to shoot 95% from the free throw line.
Well, that's not going to... Yeah. But, I'm like, come on now.
That ain't going to happen. Wait. But, no, I just, you know, I need to, you know, just do more. And, you know, every day when I play, I, you know, create some type of history. So I'm going to just, you know, keep playing. I'm not, you know, the day I stopped wanting to be the leading scorer in the league was the day I started winning. You know, you just have to be smart. So, you know, if it calls for me tonight to get 30 or 40, I would do that. But most teams are still going to double and triple, and I just got to, you know, I have to be out there, you know, to get other guys shots. And, you know, as long as I'm out there doing my thing, the other guys will get shots, and then we can win.
What about the people who've been critical of you, like the Rick Barrys of the world, Hall of Famers, excelled in the NBA, talked about trying to get you to shoot free throws underhanded?
Rick Barry hasn't done what I do, so Rick Barry's resume is not good enough to even come into my office to be qualified for a job. He's a Hall of Famer, but he ain't done what I've done, so I'm not listening to that.
I got you.
Listen, I will shoot negative 30% before I shoot underhand. I promise you that. For real. So I'm not doing it.
Okay.
Hey, you know, but see, you know, you have to understand that I've never been a shooter. I'm a prolific MF scorer.
MF?
Most frequently.
No.
So I just, you know, I mean, I just try to hit them when I need to hit them. Because, you know, I'm going to give you an example, and I don't want people to take this the wrong way.
Okay.
You know, people always talk about percentages. What percentage does Dirk Nowitzki shoot?
What is it, like 88, 89%, I think.
So in most colleges and high schools, that's B, A.
Yes.
Right. So how many crucial ones did he miss?
He missed a few crucial ones, no question about it.
So I don't want to hit nothing about percentages. If you don't hit them when you need to hit them, it don't matter. Hey, I shoot 20%, but I got 4 rings, so. Right?
Okay.
Right?
Okay. The legacy of Shaquille O'Neal, knowing you the way that I do, so many people, they hear about you alluding to basketball, and it's not the be-all and end-all. You're also a businessman as well. But I want to talk about what you think the legacy of, what you want the legacy of Shaquille O'Neal to be, because you seem to be paying attention to that more so than anything else right now. Not just winning titles, but really, you know, stamping your signature.
One, you talking about on the court or off the court?
Both, everything.
Okay, off the court. Stand-up, classy guy, funny guy, a people person.
Got those down, Pat.
Listen to his parents and never been in trouble. And I'm a cop. I'll lock your up, boy. I'll lock you up. Okay. On the court, dominant, mean, team player, leader, and winner. That's it.
Simple as that. Although we might not like to think.
Welcome to Quite Shaqly. My next guest is a funny, truculent individual. Goes by the name of Stephen Smith. Once had the show, but I'm doing this now. He got fired. But he's back after winning 4 Emmys on another show in Europe somewhere. Everybody put your hands together for Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith.
Yes, sir.
Welcome.
It's nice to be here, man.
First of all, I'd like to give my apologies for stealing your show, stealing your name, and when you took me to court and you lost, and I had to pay you $1 fee for your likeness. Just want to apologize for that, but welcome.
How you doing, man? You can afford to give me more than $1, though. You make enough money.
Yeah, but I'm not going to do that.
Why you being so cheap?
Because that's how I am. But anyway, let's just get to the show.
Okay. Yes,
okay,
sir.
So how you been?
I'm doing all right, man. Had 4 Emmys in Europe. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Not only do you have 4 Emmys in Europe, I heard you have 13 kids by 18 different women.
Nah, I think you talking about Sean Kemp, not me.
Okay, all right.
Ain't got nothing to do with me. Ain't got nothing to do with me.
Stephen A. Smith, a lot of our viewers would like to know, what does a guy like me have to worry about the most?
A guy like you?
Yes, a guy like me.
You got to worry about calling guys Erica Dampier and then facing them in the final.
Why? They lost anyway, so why?
Because you're getting older.
So what?
Oh, okay. Well, you asked me. Maybe I was wrong. Okay. I think you know what you got to worry. You got to worry about your teammates. Because South Beach, everybody can't handle South Beach. I can't handle South Beach. It's a miracle to me that they handled South Beach this year. That's what you got to worry about.
Okay, all right.
Okay? Is that a good one?
Yes.
Okay.
When you had the job with this show,
yes, sir.
Who was your favorite interview with?
You mean other than you?
Yes, other than me.
Other than me? Other than you? I'm going to say my man Allen Iverson.
I like AI. That's my guy.
Well,
AI, what's up, baby? Anytime you want to come on Quite Shaqly, call me up, AI. Give it up for AI.
He's a real, like you always say, he's like, he's like you. He's a real brother.
Yes, he's
a real brother, and he's good people.
What was your favorite sports moment on the show?
My favorite sports moment? What kind of question? What do you mean by that?
Well, listen. First of all, when I took over the show, I kept some of your staff. So if these questions are dumb, it's because of your staff. It ain't my staff. Oh, anyway, that guy right there, he messed me up on my first show. He's out of here. He's out of here.
My favorite sports moment. My favorite sports moment was honestly when one of them was when you came on here and you was talking a lot of smack about how you was going to win the title, because I envisioned being in South Beach in June, and then you didn't disappoint me because I was watching y'all during the Eastern Conference Finals and y'all were handling your business against Detroit, and I knew I didn't have to go to Detroit. I was going to go to South Beach for June, so I was very happy about that. Is that a good enough answer?
Last question.
Yes, sir.
Is Quite Shaqly better than that Magic Johnson show that he had? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. Get out my seat, man.
Nah, I like this seat.
Oh, Lord. Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
I like this seat.
All right, man. Let me get right to it. Yes, sir.
You hear that song?
I don't hear a song.
Trying to get to you and that monkey. Girl, you want to shake it. Break it.
Real quick, man, before I'll stay in the seat to ask you this. Before I get you out of here, 2 things. Number 1, USA basketball. Didn't bring home the gold, man. Your boy Dwayne Wade was doing this thing, but they didn't have a shooter. They didn't have the diesel. They didn't have Kobe Bryant either. He was hurt. The deal. What's going on with USA basketball? What do they need? What do they need?
They need a true big man.
Would you play in the Olympics if they asked you to in 2008?
It's not my turn. Actually, 2008, I may be running for sheriff somewhere. So
Orlando,
Miami.
Why you keep, you really gonna do that, man?
Because I want to lock you up just one time. I just do.
You would pull me over on the highway, would you?
Yes.
Why? Would you let me out?
No.
Really?
Get on the ground, spread them. Take all your clothes off, take your shoes off, all that. Take that tie, yeah, all that.
The tie, what's wrong with the tie? You got something to say about my tie?
I love the tie.
I was getting ready to say, don't let me get started now.
Listen, I look good except for my shoes, so I'm not even tripping. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, man, what's this game you got coming out here, man? This is NBA 2K7. Talk about that a little bit. You know, doing your thing with that. What's up?
I'm a superstitious guy, so I was on NBA 2K6 and we won. So, you know, they called and asked me if I wanted to be on the cover again. I told them yes. So hopefully what happened last year will happen this year. Matter of fact, I know it's going to happen. I'm not even worried about it.
You know it's going to happen. So you guaranteeing?
I'm guaranteeing I'll be back on your show. Yeah.
That's right. You ain't guaranteeing you're going to win the title?
It's too early to talk like that.
It's too early to talk like that? Is that the advice? Is that the advice Pat Riley gave you?
No, I just you know, from experience, you know, it's nice to be happy and, you know, chuckling, but you don't want to be too happy. Mark Cuban and those guys are too happy. They want their parade routes and, you know, funny stuff, and, you know.
Got to act like you've been there before. Is that what you're saying?
Bit him in the the Shaq Skeeto bit him in the
Hey, while you're here, you had some comments, you know, when you were talking with Alonzo Mourning when you were being interviewed earlier this summer. You had some comments about the New York Knicks and, you know, Stephon Marbury and those guys, and we were right here in New York City. I wanted you to elaborate on that extensively.
I didn't have comments. Basically, what I was just trying to do was just trying to help the young brothers out. I'm from New Jersey, so I've been a New York fan. Those guys are fabulous players. My comments was, when you have a guy like Larry Brown that has been there, maybe you should put your ego aside and just listen. And all I said was, look what he did for Chauncey Billups. Before Larry Brown, Chauncey was just Chauncey, but after Larry Brown showed him the way to become a leader, he became a new player. I want the Knicks to do well so we can come up here and bust it. You know what I'm saying?
Be excited about playing the Knicks. Be excited about playing the Knicks once again.
At the Garden? Ooh, man.
Before
Trying to get to you.
There you go. You're so crazy, man. You're so crazy. You didn't give me my seat back, man, but I'm going to be looking for you next season. I'm going to be looking for you. What's the expectations? Not just for you, but for everybody. I know you're happy for your man Alonzo Mourning electing to come back for another season as well.
Yes, our expectations is to win 50 more games, get one of those 4 spots, do well in the playoffs, and, you know, really turn on the playoffs and try to repeat.
And you're going to do it. You're going to have me in South Beach in June, man? I'm going to ask you one more time. I need to know. Okay,
if we win, you dance in the thong to my favorite song?
I ain't dancing in a thong. Not a thong.
Yeah, in a thong.
I'm keeping my clothes on. Say, what's wrong with you?
Okay, no, listen. Not a thong, booty shorts then.
No.
Yeah.
No, I'm not doing that.
One time, just want you to go, you like my
Shaquille O'Neal, everybody. Stephen A. Smith in the house on Quite Frankly with the man. When I come back, I'm going to screaming at Stephen A. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. By that time, he'll be out of my seat. I can take my show back. He'll come in here and take my show from me, man. What's up with that? What's up with that?